Good deal.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sacred Sunday. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so honored by your presence, and it always surprises me how many people show up. It just does. I'm just so very honored. I got some help this week from Darryl Anka. Do you know the man who channels Bashar? So I signed up for a year of Next Level Soul TV. Alex Ferrari, for those of you guys who have seen his podcast. His interviews have really helped to awaken our world. He has more viewers than CNN.
Wow.
That is impressive. It's 3 years old, right? That podcast is about 3 years old.
Wow.
And his he hit over 1 million viewers last year, and now his viewership is greater than CNN. So that is telling us that people around the world are awakening, or they're interested in these stories of past lives, of people who channel, of people are looking for confirmation that what they're feeling, experiencing, seeing, hearing is not just them, but it's happening to everyone around the world. And so that is going to be kind of the crux of the message today. I have become aware that, keenly aware, that awakening is a process that unfolds. It's not a light switch. Even though you may have epiphanies and sudden moments of awareness or sudden moments of ahas, there's more to it than that. And what we are also beginning to understand, that enlightenment is not a discovery, it's a memory. The more we remember who we are in relationship to everyone else, the more we get in line with the energies that are happening right now in this transition time. The more we raise our vibration, the more people are going to leave our lives that don't match that vibration anymore. The more we raise our vibration, the more we're going to have to be selective about our food, about where we go, what we wear, how we work, how we are with our family. As we awaken, everything begins to kind of open up for us in really beautiful ways. I've been telling this story all week about this hair appointment. It was just too funny. I forgot to make an appointment, and I hadn't cut my hair in a year, and my highlights were all grown out, and I've got an interview next Monday. No, tomorrow. Last Monday it was next Monday. No, I had an interview tomorrow, and I had forgotten to make an appointment. So I texted my hairstylist and I said, I desperately need you. Can you get me in within the next week? She said, the only appointment I have available is tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. And I already had a 9 o'clock client. So I started thinking, how can we rearrange this so that this just works for everybody? And I'm just having these thoughts, and I'm sending it out to my team. I'm like, help me come up with some solutions for this. And 15 minutes later, my client texted me and said she had some unexpected company coming and she couldn't make her appointment. So immediately, thank you.
Right.
And I got to tell Amanda I'd be there at 8:30 the next morning. So I just giggle all the way through my day. Ife Tayo and I were signing books yesterday at Springfest. And she said, do you know how far we would have had to travel to have this time with all of our friends? The people who came by our table yesterday to hug us, to support us, some already had the books, some didn't already have the books. But the joy we had of being like in a reception line all day yesterday. It wasn't until the last hour that we actually got to talk to each other. And I was supposed to tell her when it was 3:30 so she could take off and go to her next book signing at the Beaufort bookstore. She was signing books till 6:30 last night.
Wow.
At 81. She's like my superhero. So all of a sudden, we just noticed everybody was breaking down. It was 4 o'clock. And we had just started catching up on our news for the week, So I love hanging with my people. You know, this used to make me really uncomfortable to have this many people in a room, the same room with me. But now that I'm in a room with people just like me, vibrating at the same love vibe. I mean, yesterday was a love fest.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, as the vendors were getting all set up, and I went down and bought this crochet thing, and I bought a candle, and I bought we're supporting each other, and all the vendors are introducing themselves to each other. I came back to the table and I said, I feel like I'm high. I said, there's so much love. The vibration is so high. I feel like I smoked something. It was like, and she goes, I can feel that too. And she goes, I don't smoke anything. So, but it was so, you could feel it in the air. You could feel it on your skin. You could feel it in your heart. It just lifted. And the crowd yesterday was walking through this high vibration, and it caught on. And whether they brought their own high vibe with them or whether they were influenced by it, I don't know. I don't care. It was really a lot of fun, and it was beautiful to observe, and it was, yeah. Life is fabulous. Okay, so I want to start off with something with you. I was allowed to take some notes, believe it or not. Usually, if I pick up a piece of paper and a pen, I hear them giggling. And they're like, nope, you're going to channel this one. You just wait until we tell you what to say, and then you say it. But I was able to write a few things down because apparently my 67-year-old brain was not going to hold on to all this material in front of you guys this morning. So I'm so grateful. So the man who channels Bashar is Daryl Anka. And I got to see the backstory of him as a teenager with his girlfriend in the front seat. His little brother and sister were in the back seat, and her little brother was in the back seat. They were coming back from Los Angeles, and they were going to back home to San Diego. So they had been at the beaches, and they were like all happy and good spirits when they see a UFO hovering above this hotel. Now, all of them caught sight of it, and they're on the Santa Monica freeway, so there are hundreds of people that are seeing this UFO. So they're all like, wow, 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 and then it flies off. So they show them now a couple of weeks later, and he's on a date with the same girl. And it's dark, but the same triangular UFO, they saw it fly over. So they tried to chase it with the car. So they're trying to chase this thing. She's like, turn left, and then, turn right. And when they stopped, it stopped above them. And they got out of the car, and it went straight up. So it let them get a really good look at what they were seeing. His supposition is that he had this experience so he would get curious about our extraterrestrial cousins. He thinks that this is why he then went on to look for UFOs, study about extraterrestrials, really got interested and became really accepting of it, so that when Bashar finally started to come through him, he was not afraid. He understood the nature of the energy. He even wondered if it was Bashar that had showed himself all those years before in his ship. He still doesn't have that answer. But what he did do was he relented to the higher wisdom and not stepping out of his power, but allowing this wisdom to speak through him. In the beginning, it was a slow process, as it is for many channels. If you ever watched Abraham and sorry?
Thanks.
Thank you. It used to take her a long time to kind of get into the spirit or into the channeling, and it was broken at first. And now she does it with ease. I mean, like she says, just give me a minute, takes a deep breath, and boom, she's channeling Abraham. So it happens differently for different people. And anyway, so this is how he begins, and I was great to see his original story and how he came upon this. One of the most things that impacted me the most when I was told that I was going to be talking about awakening is that these are the 5 things that we need to understand. This is the 5 laws of existence, the 5 laws of creation. Okay? This is the same for everyone, everywhere, in all times, in every dimension. This is not like physical laws that are different in different dimensions. This is the same in every dimension across time. Okay, got it. Number 1, you exist. Number 2, everything is here and now. There is no other time but right now. If God could give you a watch, it would say now. Because really everything that has ever happened in a moment of now. Okay. Number 3, one is all and all is one. That made me so happy as a shaman, because that is the basis of shamanism, is that everything is one thing. That we are all expressions of one thing. I call that one thing God, but you can call the one thing life, you can call it source, you can call that one thing creator, you can call it whatever you want to. Everything is one thing and one thing is everything. Okay. What you put out comes back to you. We've all heard this before. That is true everywhere, at every time, in every dimension.
Yes.
And number 5, everything changes, except the first 4 things.
That's true.
Nothing is ever static. You know, we have this presumption that our earth is standing still and that things are not supposed to change or erode or move. And she's a sentient being that breathes and inhales and exhales and, you know, constantly shifts and changes. Pangea was when all of Earth, all the land on Earth was in one continent. That was called Pangea, before the continents divided. So in shamanism and as a lodge leader in Sweat Lodge, the Sweat Lodge represents Pangea, Turtle Island. And the mound out in front of the Sweat Lodge is the head of the turtle. So it represents all people. When we go into the lodge, we represent all people. It's beautiful. Okay, so I was allowed to tell you that. Oh, I love this. You are not in a reality. The reality is within you. What you perceive creates your reality. Do you ever wonder why wars break out? Because somebody's reality doesn't match somebody else's reality. And both will die for that truth. And both are telling the truth. Both are speaking their absolute truth, but they don't match. So we aren't living in a reality. We create our own reality. I get to live in a world where I have no lack of anything. Everything is available to me, and I know that now. I lived in a world of not enoughness when I was growing up. 6 people lived in a house that was made for 2 people. And there was not enough room, and there was not enough money, and there was not enough love, and there was not enough food, there was not enough resources. There was not enough space. I was still sleeping with my 7-year-old brother when I left the house at 17, in the same bed with my little stinky brother. Sorry, David. It's the way it is. So it was actually when I got sober in 1997, when I was told that I could have my own expression of God. I'm like, what? I can choose my own God? I thought that was chosen for me. I mean, I thought we just had to live with the one we had, right? I didn't know that I could choose my own loving God instead of the one who hated left-handed children. I didn't know that. I thought we were stuck with the life we had and we just had to learn how to deal with it, right? I didn't know I could create my own reality. And when I got that memo, I started creating a world that I would prefer, that brings me joy. And that changed the whole game. You guys, when I was 50, I was riddled with arthritis because I had a bone scan 35 years ago that said I lit it up like a Christmas tree. They said you'll be barely able to walk by then. Do you have any idea how many bones you've broken in your body? I'm like, please don't tell me. But because I got that memo, I started feeling what I would call arthritis in my body. As I was aging, I was going, oh, that's sore, that's stiff, or that must be arthritis. And I started inviting it into my body this way because I was told it was there, so I started to then feel it. When I learned I could create my own reality, I'm like, you are so out of here. I do not have to have this experience. So I'm coming up on 68 and I don't have any left in my body. It's gone. I love that. Thank you, castor oil. And thank you, good vibes and good thoughts. Nobody is stuck where they are. Nobody is stuck. Other than amputations, almost everything is reversible. So anyway, that's just an example of how you can create your own reality. What you're dealing with, if your reality is not working for you, write down what you would rather have, and then know that that is your right, your birthright, to have that. It is not outside of you. It has been within you all along. And all of those possibilities are as many as you can create. Okay? To change reality, it must begin within you. Within you, and you must see it differently. Just like I said. We are dreaming that we are alive on Earth. Oh, you guys, I love this so much. I've known for a long time that there was part of me still anchored in heaven, or in our life between lives. Call it whatever you want to. I think actually heaven is here, but that's kind of where I'm living. So the life between lives, whatever that space is of unlimited creation, we are asleep there, and we are dreaming this. Has everyone seen the movie Avatar? Mm-hmm. Remember how the pilots had to get into the capsule and send the energy to activate the avatar? How did they know, man? I swear fiction is stranger than, or life is stranger than fiction. This is how we are doing this. Not in a capsule. I don't know that we actually look like we're asleep, but we are still anchored there, and we have created this dream that we call our human life. We do it thousands and thousands and thousands of times because in our lives between lives, we don't experience creation. We just are. There is no time, there is no struggle, there is no thing but love, light, and anything you can imagine. We come for the struggle so that we can see creation, so we can manifest it. We are the little G's. We are the creators. We are manifesting our life with every thought, everything we speak, and every action we take. It is our job, so to speak, to manifest something here. Now, you can do it completely asleep, or you can do it completely awake. We all know that we are living amongst sleepwalkers who, some of them think the world is flat. Some of them think that they're victims of fate. There are many people who believe that they are nothing. If they could only see how much the angels kiss us on our head every day and beg us to use them to make our lives easier. They stand at the ready. There are some that have no other job except to wait for you to ask them something. And please, they can help you find your car keys. They can help you find your beer. They can help you find your purpose in this life. Give them something to do. They really, truly, 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 truly think we are the bravest souls. Do they want to be human? Oh, hell no. It's hard. And they, being our guides and assisting humanity for eons, know how hard it is. They watch us just weep and cry and feel lonely and feel separated. They watch us struggle and they're like, God bless their little hearts. Look at them struggle. And until you ask them to do something, they cannot interfere in your life. Now, they will pluck you out of certain death if it's not your timeline. And I've heard many accounts of people who have been saved in accidents that should have been fatal. I've heard many accounts of people who had a dolphin save them from drowning, or, we've heard so many stories of miracles. So this is them in action at our request. It is this is such a great system. And the more you get this, the happier you get about being human and about being alive. You're like, oh, I want to roll up my sleeves now. I want to get to work. This is going to be fun. Okay, so the truth is we have never left our immortal home. We have not become separate from it and have to find our way back. We honestly have never left. And so the further, Bashar talks about it like this. He says, look at a slingshot. The farther into the darkness you go, the farther into the light you will fly. So the darker your world gets, the potential for a complete change is so in your favor. If we just let go of what it is we think we don't have, think something that we haven't accomplished yet, whatever it is that we are holding away from ourselves, it's trying to get to us. The money, the love, the jobs, the home, the satisfaction, the self-healing, it wants to come to us naturally. It is our resistance to it that holds it off. You know, every time you say you're broke, they're like, damn it, I wish she would stop telling us what to do. We'd love so much love for her to have that money. But she just won't let us give it to her. She keeps telling us that she's broke, so we can't give it to her. Until she says, I have everything I'll ever need. Until he says, I am everything I ever hope to be. And I am is your genie in the bottle. Your I am. You state who and what you are with your I am. Before my feet hit the floor every day, this is what comes out of my mouth. At first I hear them say, shit, she's up. And then I giggle and I lay back and I say, I am the happiest woman I've ever met and probably the luckiest woman I know. I will live happily ever after to the end of the days. And thank you for shrinking the fat cells around my waist. And then I get up. But it prepares my way. Right? Right? It was just a new one I added a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Okay, and this is another thing. I live in a peaceful world. My world is safe. It's peaceful. It's successful. It's abundant. If you guys had met me 30 years ago in my last year of drinking, you would have seen the most pitiful human being. Worthless, frightened, completely defeated. I crawled into the rooms of AA, bleeding to death, 29 years ago. And that's what ended my PhD program. Living in hell, almost 40 years, made me crave living in heaven so much. I had to become willing to do anything to stay sober. And it changed everything about me. They taught me how to be an adult. They taught me how to, be responsible. They taught me how to pay my bills. They taught me how to say I'm sorry. They taught me so much, and I will never forget, and I will never give that back. Once you understand and accept these laws, you can begin to create the reality that you prefer. The laws of physics change in different circumstances, but the laws of existence never change anywhere. It's like I memorized this. I've already said these things. That's so funny. So the game is we have to forget. We have to come through the veil of forgetfulness. Because if we realized that we were in a dream, we would just wake up. We would just go home. Take our ball and go home. Especially if it gets hard. But the difference between believing that this is true and living as if this is true. That's the difference between realizing it and living it, is that it becomes who we really are. Once we realize nothing is being held back, and never has been held back from us. Once we realize that we joined this creation game, I love that. I love that perspective, that we don't see creation from that perspective of the immortal home. We only see creation as we are participating in it. We are creating a new world, y'all. It is so beautiful. I cannot tell you how beautiful these kids are that are coming in, how powerful they are, the energy that they bring with them, the love that they bring with them. These kids are not coming in asleep. These kids are coming in wide awake. And the hot little hands on these Reiki kids that are coming to work with the animals, the insights. I sat with a teenager yesterday. He's a sculptor. He's 14 years old. And I learned so much from this kid just by asking him questions and giving him the respect of listening to him. You know, so I've got a whole new perspective on what I'm going to do over the summer, because we've got some teenagers that could use some good vibes, you know, some new skills, and be validated. One of the things we're going to do is empower the children to run this Reiki clinic. And the adults that volunteer will take care of the water bowls, the poop bags, any spills, any messes, and we will assist these children and put them in a place of power. They start at 7 years old, y'all, and go to 16. So between 7 and 16, we've got these kids that are going to be honored for the power that they came into this world with, and for honoring them who want to help these animals. It's just, it's making my heart sing. I'm so happy. So, not much longer. We almost can't help but wake up in this environment. We are living in a world that is in transition, and we really only awaken through chaos. When we are too comfortable, we do not change. We have to get uncomfortable. So it is kind of by design. And I'm not saying that every war was planned, or every kidnapping was planned, or every awful thing was planned. Our nervous systems were not built for all of this trauma, okay? We have more information available to us now than those of us in this room grew up with. We only had the news, and we did not carry phones. This is very recent in our history. So we're tethered to electronics. The EMFs are interfering with our own signals to them, okay? If we can turn our own bodies into screen doors, okay, so intentionally ask that you do not hold on to the gamma rays, the radiation, the microwaves, that 5G, other people's attitudes, other people's opinions. Let that flow through you like a screen door. Don't let any of that stuff stick to you. You don't need it. It's toxic. Most of it's toxic. And just become a magnet for love. Become a magnet. Let that stick to you. Ask that it land. Ask that these conversations, that you be present for people's conversations and not drift off in your own imagination while someone is speaking to you. Give them your full attention. Give the animals your full attention. Give the earth your full attention. We are giving pieces and parts of ourselves and not really taking it all in. So try to be present by focusing and giving respect to life. You will find that it will give it right back to you. Again, this is that cosmic law, or law of creation. What goes out comes back. So pay attention. If you're not feeling validated, if you're not being seen, if you're not feeling heard, it starts with you. That's what you have to offer the world, and then that's what comes back. So if that's what you think you're giving the world's not lying to you. If you're not putting it out, it's not coming back. So tell yourself all kinds of things you want to about yourself, but the proof is in the pudding. If you don't like what you're doing, or if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. If you love what you're getting, keep doing that. If you don't love everything that you're getting, something needs to be tweaked or changed. Okay? And it's not personal, man. It's just the way the mechanics of this stuff. It's just the way it works. You know, nobody's bad, nobody's good. That's all conjecture. And that's the other thing that Bashar says. The universe is neutral. The life is actually meaningless until you give it a meaning. No conversation has any meaning until you attach a meaning to that. Nobody shopping in their underwear, because you guys know that's my pet peeve. No one shopping in their underwear is doing anything wrong. That's just my perception of it. That's just my perception of it. They are perfectly comfortable in their skivvies walking through the store. So it's just perception, man. And I can get over that. I can turn my head and walk the other way. I don't know why that bothers me so bad, but wearing underwear in public just drives me crazy. But I will get over it, you know, and I give everyone the grace to be who they really are. And I believe people when they show me who they are now. If you cheat somebody else, you are showing me who you are. If you lie about something, you are showing me who you are. If you know, the way you handle the world shows us who you are. Who do you want to be seen as? Intolerant? Do you want to be seen as judgmental? I don't want to be seen as those things. I'm doing my absolute best to find humor, mostly through you. Find humor in what I don't understand. I hear her killing herself laughing in the other room. And she's by herself, man. She is totally by herself. She's not watching a video or anything. She's totally by herself, cracking herself up because something didn't work, or something worked in a weird way, or she's my joy champion, and reminds me to stop taking myself so serious. She's my Hayoka. So she's my Sal. Keep me from taking myself so seriously. But anyway, do not worry about whether you are awakened or not. There's no finish line to this. It is a process, and it's never ending. I promise you, as long as we're still in the meat suit, we are not going to be fully awake. You know, we're gonna see things and know things, and we're gonna get so many cool experiences. But if you think that you're done with this process of awakening, there are so many levels above that you can't even imagine. So I got an awareness just a couple of months ago. You know, I have a guide that was my abuser when I was a child, and I just got the memo. She showed me something. I was telling a story to one of my clients about my grandmother, and in that moment she showed me that she did what she did for my own good. Now, she used to say, I'm doing this for your own good, but that sounded like bullshit to me. I'm like, you don't hurt people for their own good. But she showed me that if she didn't keep me quiet, she would get in trouble. That we would both get in trouble by my grandfather. So she did to me what she had to do to keep me safe. It didn't feel that way as a child. It took 65 years for me to understand what happened to me all those years ago. And I have done so much forgiveness work around this. I have done so much childhood trauma stuff around this. And it's still unfolding. So I say that to say that it's layers of an onion. These things, that once we think we're fine, we're healed, we find another layer. And I came out of it brought me out of this resentment. I mean, I am so grateful, and I've spoken this to her ever since. I'm so grateful that she showed me that, because it really healed me to know that she did not hate me, that she loved me. She loved me so much, she didn't want him to get a hold of me. That was her laying down in the road in front of me. So the things that we think were the most horrible things that ever happened to us have a purpose. The things that bring us so much pain have a purpose. We are all souls who are heading towards our ascension. Well-rounded souls who have been the dog that got kicked and the guy that kicked the dog. Those of us who have been the teacher and the student, the villain and the victim, the black and the white, the yellow and the red, the highborn, the lowborn. When we have tried on every set of shoes, we will truly understand what it means to create a world. We are the little creators. And what we learn through these challenges, we add to the next level of creation. Y'all, None of us in this room, I believe, know the exact path from right here to a peaceful world, but we are on it. And we cannot see from our perspective how necessary all of these other players are on that path. It looks ugly right now. Some things look beautiful, some things look horrible, but nothing has gone wrong. Everything is happening to a greater purpose. The good, the bad, the ugly, the high, the low, the everything. And the faster we get on board with our creation machines, the faster we lighten up and start offering every expression of life love, the faster this goes. The faster this goes. What you look at expands. Do not stare at assholes. You know? Guys, seriously. We're not going to speed this process up by complaining about the president or anything else. Complaining adds to that dark side. Blessing adds to the light. If you want to go through hell, don't slow down. You know, when we're going through these hard times, don't back up and slow down and take pictures and complain about it. Let's just plow through, man. Let's plow through. Let's shine our light and plow through with the light that we all possess. We are working towards something that is so good, and it's going to happen in our lifetime. I was told that I will see the foundation of New Earth in my lifetime. That means I will see the end of corruption in certain areas. I will see new innovations. We may see free energy. We already had this decades and decades and decades ago. But somebody couldn't make any money on free, so they buried it. So these are the things that are coming out. The visions they've given me for the future, I got to see 30 years ahead in 2019. They showed me the next 30 years. And I saw billionaire children who are already buying nanotech companies and already buying companies. These are the kids who are going to inherit the Dubai billionaires. These are the children of billionaires and that have been destroying our world. And these kids are all in a pact to save it with the same money that destroyed it. They are cleaning. I mean, the kid that they showed me I thought he was playing a game. His leg was slung over a couch. I'm in a penthouse in Dubai, and I think this guy's gaming. When I go closer to him, he just purchased a nanotech company that turns salt water into pure water, clean water. I'm telling you, these kids are going to change our world so fast. It is inspiring. So trust that you are a part of a much greater story, and that you are so important. Every single one of us are needed at this time. And so please don't feel insignificant. You are more important than you have any idea. Your job may have been to give birth to one of these kids who are going to save the world. Some of us just have to walk into a room to change the energy. Some of us are here to protest and expose the darkness of our world. But everybody's got their job. Whatever you do really, really well, that's your superpower. It may not seem like a superpower to you because somebody over there is psychic or knows the phone's about to ring. Whatever you brought into this world, you designed that superpower just for you because you were going to bring this gift to the world. And it's important. And it may not seem big, but that's okay. If your job is to walk into any situation and change the energy, that's pretty easy. Well, you would think so. But first you got to realize that that's, what you do. Just notice. Just notice when you make people feel better. Just notice when you make an improvement. Just notice that when you lose track of time and you forget to pee, just notice when you're in your zone. Whatever it is that you're doing, when you're in that zone, you're channeling. When you're in that zone, you're in your spirit, you're in your soul work. So it's not the same for everybody, but everybody has something to contribute to this. And I, for one, just want to thank every single one of you here today for bringing that light into my world and just bringing it here. This is so important. This is our community space. Everybody is safe here. Everybody is seen. Everybody has a valuable, have value to them. And I can't wait to hear you guys all in the second half of the program. We're going to finish up here, get a cup of coffee, a tea, a cookie, and then we're going to come back and have open discussion. So thank you so much. Love you guys.
You know, which is like that. Good?